Hi, I'm Mel, and I am choosy. My ultimate skin goal is gusto kong mag-even out ang skin tone ko.
Hi, my name is Gian. My skin goals are to become whiter, fairer, healthier, and younger.
It really shows na yung skin ko ngayon mas moisturized, mas glowing, and mas healthy.
Thanks to Glutasy, I got my skin tone back. Thank you so much, Glutasy.
Every coffee needs a lotus.
What's the secret to beauty's beauty?
Langis.
Ito ba lahat ang gamit mo?
Ay, hindi. Isa lang ang gamit ko for all. Moringa O2 Therapy Oil. Hindi lang malunggay. Meron ding olive oil and omega from sunflower oil.
This therapy oil helps relieve my dry and irritated skin.
It helps lighten my scars and stretch marks.
It helps make my hair young and healthy.
This is our beauty secret.
Sana all.
Sarah oil.
Nandito ako nung nagpa-practice mag-bike ng anak ko.
Nandito ako nung nag-birthday si Mommy.
Dito ako nag-celebrate ng wedding anniversary namin.
Distance will always be a problem. So choose a home that makes life more fulfilling by bringing you closer to everything that matters the most. Arezzo Place Paseo. Live fulfilled.
Finma Properties, making room to build your future.
We give employers more ways to extend a helping hand. The financial programs we design with our business partners focus on creating a safety net for devoted employees. We believe secure and happy employees are essential to a successful business.
The vision of Frontier Software is to supply organizations throughout the world with an integrated, secure, common human resource database. This can be accessed anywhere, anytime, by any device using the latest web technology.
Founded on commitment, built on quality, unrivaled in delivery. Frontier Software is a world leader in integrated human resource solutions. For over 3 decades, we've been expanding into new territories, investing in fresh talent, and developing the technology to deliver world-class HR and payroll management software to over 1,600 organizations across the globe, both large and small. Our leading-edge products are the result of our forward-thinking commitment to excellence and incorporate a comprehensive range of software modules. We annually invest over 20% of our profits into research and development, ensuring that new products are available year on year, so you get the best possible solution for the ever-changing needs of your company. Our products are easy to implement and simple to use, allowing customers the most straightforward method to perform even the most complex tasks. Customers can choose to license our software or utilize a SaaS subscription, including a fully managed payroll outsourcing service. Our software is browser-based, eliminating the need for any additional desktop applications, and comes in a range of languages. Software updates can be made without resorting to technical support using our innovative import management module. Content is fully customizable by you without the need for an IT expert. Our proven security systems offer peace of mind by inhibiting unauthorized access to sensitive information. Customer service is our #1 priority. Our support teams host regular focus groups, allowing you to network with other users and get the most out of your product. Frontier Software is the global brand that sets the standard in human resource management software solutions. Our products continue to develop. Our vision constantly evolves. And our ongoing commitment to the needs of our partners is as strong today as it's ever been. Join us, and together we can map out a new frontier.
We at Frontier Software look forward to working with your organization and your dedicated professionals. After all, your success is our success.
Hi, I'm Mel, and I am choosy. My ultimate skin goal is gusto kong mag-even out ang skin tone ko.
Hi, my name is Gian. My skin goals are to become whiter, fairer, healthier, and younger.
It really shows na yung skin ko ngayon mas moisturized, mas glowing, and mas healthy.
Thanks to Glutasy, I got my skin tone back. Thank you so much, Glutasy.
Every coffee needs a lotus.
What's the secret to beauty's beauty?
Langis.
Ito ba lahat ang gamit mo?
Ay hindi, isa lang ang gamit ko for all. Moringa O2 Therapy Oil. Hindi lang malunggay. Meron ding olive oil and omega from sunflower oil.
This therapy oil helps relieve my dry and irritated skin.
It helps lighten my scars and stretch marks.
It helps make my hair young and healthy.
This is our beauty secret.
Sana all!
Sarah oil.
Nandito ako nung nagpa-practice mag-bike ng anak ko.
Nandito ako nung nag-birthday si Mommy.
Dito ako nag-celebrate ng wedding anniversary namin.
Distance will always be a problem. So choose a home that makes life more fulfilling by bringing you closer to everything that matters the most.
Arezzo Place Pasig. Live fulfilled.
Finma Properties, making room to build your future.
We give employers more ways to extend a helping hand. The financial programs we design with our business partners focus on creating a safety net for devoted employees. We believe secure and happy employees are essential to a successful business.
The vision of Frontier Software is to supply organizations throughout the world with an integrated, secure, common human resource database. This can be accessed anywhere, anytime, by any device using the latest web technology.
Founded on commitment, built on quality, unrivaled in delivery. Frontier Software is a world leader in integrated human resource solutions. For over 3 decades, we've been expanding into new territories, investing in fresh talent, and developing the technology to deliver world-class HR and payroll management software to over 1,600 organizations across the globe, both large and small. Our leading-edge products are the result of our forward-thinking commitment to excellence and incorporate a comprehensive range of software modules. We annually invest over 20% of our profits into research and development, ensuring that new products are available year on year, so you get the best possible solution for the ever-changing needs of your company. Our products are easy to implement and simple to use, allowing customers the most straightforward method to perform even the most complex tasks. Customers can choose to license our software or utilize a SaaS subscription, including a fully managed payroll outsourcing service. Our software is browser-based, eliminating the need for any additional desktop applications, and comes in a range of languages. Software updates can be made without resorting to technical support using our innovative import management module. Content is fully customizable by you without the need for an IT expert. Our proven security systems offer
we are live. A pleasant afternoon to each and every one of you. Good afternoon to our Zoom participants and good afternoon to our YouTube viewers. So it's going to be another fun e-learning session this afternoon. And welcome to another live webinar series for a cause, of course, brought to you by Ariva Academy. My name is Idrus Samson, your host, and of course, join me in welcoming our moderator, Mr. Howell Mabalot.
Thank you, Miss Irish, for welcoming me back.
Yes, sir.
You look gorgeous as always.
Thank you, Sir Howell. How was your weekend?
It was full of meetings. In fact, I did a TV show this morning.
Wow, that's great.
What about you? How was your weekend?
Belated happy Father's Day,
and
Sir Howell.
Same to Mr. Man of Steel, your Man of Steel.
Thank you. Okay, so our topic for today is unlock your creative potential, get unstuck, and stay productive in turbulent times. So, Sir Howell, before you introduce our speaker and before I say the house rules and few reminders, let us first welcome our participants from out of the country. They are watching from Gold Coast, Australia, Bekasi, Indonesia, Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, Pitcairn Island, Singapore, Pattaya, Thailand, Dubai, and Ajman, United Arab Emirates. Okay, thank you for joining our live webinar series for a cause. And in order for us to have a smooth flow of our e-learning session, here are the following house rules. Who are the first-time viewers of our webinar? Please type in hi in the chat box now. Let us know where you're watching right now. Let's check. Type in hi now and let us know where are you watching. Okay, we have Alvin, Erica, Mary, Diane. Welcome to our e-learning session. Alvin is from Cebu. Okay. Hi to Annalisa Aglanao. Hello po. Catherine Pagapong. Dana is watching from Lipa, Batangas. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And I would like to know as well who are the second-time, third-time viewers of our webinar, or avid viewers. Please type hello, okay? We have Arnold Sakulsan from Cavite. Hello to Miss Evelyn Andrada. Hello, ma'am. Okay, Quezon City, Alan Domingo, Mervin. Okay, Mary Diane. Third time to watch our webinar. Okay, let's do an audio check, sound check. You will be needing a good quality headset and use the following codes. Type in 111 to show if you can hear me loud and clear. Let's try now. 111, thank you. Janelle, Erica, Rick, thank you. Emmavel, thank you. Okay, and type in 222 means no sound at all, you cannot hear me. 2121 means our sound is breaking up or there's a log, and question mark if you don't understand anything. So far, sir, 111.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Moving on. We will be having a 2 to 3 minute break after the presentation of our guest speaker. And before we move on to our question and answer portion, participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by the administrator during discussion to avoid interruptions. Questions will be entertained after each topic of the session. For questions and clarifications during the provided time after each topic, please click the raise hand button for the administrator to enable the microphone for live questions. Type in your questions at the Q&A box. One question at a time will be entertained. For comments and feedback, please scan this QR code. This will be directed to our feedback form. Please send us your comments, suggestions, and topics to discuss in order for us to improve our future e-learning sessions. And to discuss unlock your creative potential, get unstuck, and stay productive in turbulent times, Sir Howell, please introduce our speaker live from Singapore.
Thank you, Miss Irish, for the opportunity to introduce our speaker for today. He is a stage actor, wow, turned professional speaker who is passionate on the topics of creative leadership and Communications. He is the author of The Stage Fright Antidote and Powered by Creativity, forthcoming book, and co-authored 10 other books. He and his team at the Speaking Factory are passionate about developing creative leadership in the professionals, leaders, and teams. He is also currently an associate lecturer in the local polytechnic in Singapore, delivering modules on innovation and design thinking. Let's all welcome Mr. Hazriq Idrus. Hello, sir.
Hi. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
We can hear and see you clearly.
Nice,
Did I pronounce
thank you
your
very
name
much.
properly, Sir Hazriq?
Yes, you got it right. Hazriq, nicely pronounced. Thank you.
Idrus, it's Idrus, sir, right?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Welcome to the webinar powered by Ariva Academy.
Thank you very much.
We're excited to unlock our creative potential coming
Nice.
from a stage actor. So were you performing in your heydays as what? As a lead
Wow.
singing actor?
All right. I first started as a stage actor. So far, I don't have much leading role actually. So much more on the second in command. But the beautiful thing is the training behind it, especially stage acting. The training behind it, that's where I learned a lot. Yeah. So
The discipline involved.
yes, a lot of discipline. I mean, a 1 hour show we probably would take about 3 to 4 months training in advance.
That is so true.
So yeah, that's it. Interesting, but stirring, but it's fun.
By the way, Sir Hazriq Idrus, artists are known for being moody, emotional, bad-tempered. Are you any of that or not?
Well, I guess maybe not. So far, I haven't heard from my friend that I'm very moody. They say I'm very smiley. So I guess I just enjoy. I mean, we love to enjoy life, lah. That's
Wonderful.
yeah. What makes our life more fun, right?
That's great, sir. So take it away, sir. The limelight is yours.
Thank you very much. All right.
Behind you.
Okay, thank you. Can I go to share the screen? Let me know if you are able to see or otherwise, and then we'll proceed from there. Okay, are you able to see something over here? Yep.
Yes, we are able to
Great.
see you. We can
Okay,
see
cool.
clearly, sir.
All right. Okay. Okay, let me just put it some technical side over here. Okay, cool. All right. So once again, thank you very much, Howell and the team from Ariva for welcoming me, and for the rest of you tuning in for this session. I'm actually very excited as well to share and at the same time to learn from each and one of you, especially during the Q&A later on. Right. To start with, let me bring you to the year 1994. That was the year I was still in secondary school. And during that time, our school were organizing the National Day celebration. And somehow that year, the school organized a talent time competition. And I can't sing, but somehow me and my friends, about 5 of us, got selected to represent the class. So we had to represent the class. We went for rehearsals, for practice, and we decided to sing this song called the Count on Me Singapore. It's one of the popular National Day songs in Singapore. And the song has this one chorus, which goes something like, Count on me, Singapore. So it's very celebrity mood. So everybody likes to sing together. And my role was that when we come to that chorus part, I would need to step forward and rally the whole auditorium to sing together. So that was my role. So the day came, the final of the talent time, the stage was set, the auditorium was full. We were excited to go. The song started, we sing. And when we reached the chorus part, my role, I stepped forward, I rallied everyone to sing, and I went, come on everybody, come on, join me. And what happened next was one of the most memorable moments for me because the whole auditorium went quiet. Exactly, quiet. Not a single soul joined us for the singing of the chorus. That got me stuck. And again, I was very embarrassed. And not only that, after that, the next few days, when back in school, when my friends saw me, they would call, Hazriq, come on. Hazriq, come on. Wow. So that period of stuckness probably about lasted about 1 week or so. It's not just stuck, it's also feel of embarrassment, feel of frustration. So a lot of things over there. So I'm not sure whether you have similar situation where you got stuck and just don't know what to do next. Yeah, I believe you have
Yes.
to. Very similar, right? And this is just one of the example, and many other examples of us getting stuck. We could be getting stuck in achieving our personal goals. We have a target to meet, but yet for some reason we are not able to achieve it. Or we could be stuck in our current job position. We can't move up or even move laterally for whatever reason, something beyond us. Or one of the common things I experience in meetings, we stop for ideas. We need to come with ideas to solve a problem, but yet we got stuck, right? The thing is this: if we got stuck for a while, it's okay. But if we stuck in a prolonged time, that's a bit worrying, and we need to do something about it. In fact, there's a study by the Telegraph. They interviewed probably about, if I'm not wrong, it's about 2,000 people. If I'm not wrong, they said about 69% people are stuck, which means when they're stuck, they are frustrated, they could be very helpless, and they feel depressed at times. And only 3 people out of 10, based on this data, are happy. So the rest of us, not happy. And that's a big problem. And that's how we're going to settle it today, hopefully, to share, to have a discussion, to see how we can move from the state of being stuck to being productive. And when I say being stuck, which means is where we can't move, we need from something we are not moving to something we can do to get things done. And the problem is this: most of the time, when we say we are being stuck, it's our state of mind. Of course, there are cases where we are physically stuck, like in a traffic jam, we can move, that's physically stuck. But most of it is our state of mind. And why is that so? Because there are many reasons. These 3 are the common reasons why we get stuck. Number 1, it's because there are too much distractions. We got a lot of things to do, a lot of things on our plate, and we are not able to focus what to do next. And for that reason, we procrastinate. We just cannot continue. That's number 1. Number 2, we could be overthinking. There could be one problem we are going to solve, but then we look at the problem and look, but yet you cannot find the solution. Or we are presented with many solutions, we just don't know what solution to choose. That could be number 2. Or number 3, one of the common ones, we are unwilling to take risks, we are unwilling to try out new things to solve that particular problem. And this is very especially in our current situation. We are now living in a rapidly changing world. In turbulent times, things change. What you see today may not appear tomorrow. What you don't see today will appear tomorrow. So what we need to do about it? This is a time where we need to actually be able to navigate and find solution fast, because problems happen, we need to solve it very fast, and we need to be able to look at opportunities amidst all these different challenges fast. And also we need to continue being productive. If not, we'll be behind. And these are the things, are the skills we need to be able to be productive and not being in the state of stuck. So the question is, what do we need to do to be able to do this? There's actually a survey done by IBM in 2010, which is very, very useful, especially nowadays. The top skills we need to be able to do is to have the skill of creativity. Creativity, a very, very important skill. And of course, people say this survey is meant for leaders, but I must say that we are all leaders. We could be leading a big organization, we could be leading our small team, or the very least, we are leading ourselves. Therefore, we need this leadership, or rather the creativity skills to have. Comes to the next question. Or before we come to the question. So this is to show that, yes, creativity is that bridge to help you, bring you from the stuckness into the productive state of mind. So this is the question that I'm going to share with you. People has this misconception about creativity. Why? I remember one of my seminars in creativity, one participant came up to me and he said, Hazriq, I'm not in the creative industries. Why should I be learning creativity for? It's a very interesting approach, very interesting insight. And I realized that he's not the only one have that kind of mentality. So I did a quick survey, a very small survey, based on my network and asked about more than 100 people. I asked them what is creativity to them, and interestingly, about 40% said that creativity is about arts, music, dance, theater, film, painting. While the good thing is that majority said creativity is applicable beyond the arts, but it's worrying because 40% of the people are not tapping on their creative potential to get unstuck. And this is what we hope to achieve it today, to shift that mindset that creativity is needed. And as I did more research, there's a research done by Dr. John Bauer from Rider University in the US. He said that creativity is applicable beyond the arts, and he said 7 different domains you can use creativity. Let's just do a quick run through of these 7 domains. Number 1, interpersonal. If we need to speak to people, to communicate with people at work, we need creativity, definitely. The second domain, entrepreneur. If you're entrepreneur, definitely you need to be creative to come up with new ideas and innovations. Even if you're working if you're working in the office, even if you're not entrepreneur, you still can have the trait of an intrapreneur, which is applicable here. You need to have creativity. Work performance, definitely you need to have creativity to get your work done. Maths and science. Who says scientists don't need to be creative? Yeah, nowadays I believe all the scientists in the world are finding ways to find that virus to solve this COVID-19. I'm very, very sure. So you need to be creative in that sense. Problem solving, definitely. Creativity is all about problem solving. And if you notice in this research by Dr. Bauer, only 2 of the domains are meant for the arts. Artistic verbal and artistic visual. And the rest are not the arts. This is to show that we are going to debunk the myth that creativity is applicable in arts and beyond. It's applicable in many domains. Yeah. So the next question is, we know that creativity now is applicable beyond domains, and we know that creativity is needed in these turbulent times, in this rapidly changing world. The question is now, what is actually creativity? This is the common question, since we know it's not about arts. All right. There's no hard and fast definitions about creativity, but I like these 2 definitions. One by Steve Jobs. He said that creativity is about connecting things. I find it interesting because if you look at the word creativity itself, if we were to deconstruct it, creativity comes from the word create, which means to make something. And we are humans. We are mortals. We can't create something out of thin air. Right? So this is where connecting comes in. We can use the resources around us to put together to create something. So this definition really resonates us as humans. That's number 1. And number 2, there's a study by American psychologist Dr. J.P. Guilford. He coined this term called the divergent thinking and convergent thinking. Divergent is where you generate ideas. Convergent is where you make decisions. And this is what creativity is all about. At a certain point of time, you need to be imagination of the ideas. At a certain point of time, you need to select suitable ideas. And this is what I like to show in my participants. All ideas are good ideas. Yeah, never any idea is never any idea is bad idea. All ideas are good ideas. The only thing is that some ideas are suitable, some ideas are not suitable yet. That's the only difference. All right. So if you put this together, this is where I come up with my personal definition, and I'm very fortunate to start out as a stage actor back then in 1997. I first started as a stage actor in that creative industries. So developing on my right brain, the creativity thing, and then I moved into the creativity and innovation domain in the industry. And based on these experiences, based on my research, and I come up with this. This is my personal definition. To me, creativity is about the ability to flex our mental muscles to connect dots and create value. So when I say ability, which means it's a skill. And when it comes to a skill, we can learn. How are we going to learn it? We'll share this later on. And flex your mental muscles means at a certain point of time, we'll be using divergence. At a certain point of time, we use convergence, only flexibility. And connect dots, that's what Steve Jobs said earlier on, right? Connecting dots. And I'll share with you what other dots are. And create value. This is where we're talking about today. Create value could be in terms of productivity. Create value could be of problem solving. Create value finding solutions. So these are the value we'll create. So what are these dots? I come up with this formula, a very simple formula, which says creativity equals to P plus I plus E. So these are the dots. The P are the people you meet. The I is the information and knowledge we learn along the way in our lives, and the experiences we gain along the way. So these are what I call the resources I mentioned earlier on. If I'm able to connect all these resources rightfully and based on the situation, we are on our way to get unstuck and move into the productive zone. So today we're going to see on how we are going to unlock our creative potential so that we can get unstuck and stay productive. So the question is, how do we do that? Okay, I call it the 5 pillars of personal creativity we're going to cover today. The 5 C's, easy to remember. And if you're able to do all these 5 C, I believe that this will actually help us to pump up our creativity level so that we can unlock our creative potential. And let's go into the first C. Oh yeah, by the way, this session, there will be certain segment where you need to do a little bit of activity. So in the meantime, you could also get with yourself a pen, a paper, or at least a handphone, something for you to write on. It will be awesome. All right, let's get into it. Let's go for the first C, creativity language. So in order for us to unlock our creative potential, first we need to understand, or we need to embrace our creativity language. So what is that creativity language? Let me bring you to one of my creativity workshops, and we were at that section, we were organizing a divergent thinking segment where I got my participants to list down as many uses of straws. Look at the picture there, straws. So what happened was I got my participants to list down as many uses as possible. I give them about 10 minutes, and probably about after 5 minutes, a group came up to me and he said, Hazriq, we are not able to come up much ideas. Can you help us? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I went over to the group, I listened to the conversation, and the conversation went something like this. When one person say, how about let's put sugar in the straw? Somebody else would say, yeah, but I don't think that's nice. And when somebody else said, how about we use straw as a clothes hanger? And someone else would say, yeah, but I don't think that's feasible, and so on and so forth. And from there, I think I know what went wrong. And I told them, what went wrong was that you were using this language, what I call the yes, but language. For example, this is a good idea. Yes, but I don't think so. Or how about this idea? Yes, but, So this yes, but are what I call idea killers. So I've experienced this in a meeting. People ask for ideas, and then you get shut down right away. So these are what we call the yes, but thinking. Yes, but kills idea, you can't move forward. This is another reason of why we get stuck. We have that thinking. So what can we do to shift from that yes, but thinking to that we can be productive? This is where the creativity, or rather the skills I learned in acting helped me. In acting, I believe you have watched movies, you have watched stage plays or musicals, yeah? And if you notice, actors in movies, actors on stage, they acted on stage based on scripts given to them. So they acted out. But there's one more skill actors need to learn, what we call the improvisation, or for short we call improv skill. Improv means we are able to get the show going without script. So if you watch an improv theater, actors are on stage, no script, so information given by the audience, they will then use it to get the show going. And the show did go very well. And this one of the skills I need to learn. It was hard initially, but as we go along it was very, very awesome. So this same concept, I use it in my creativity class. And this concept is what I call the yes and. So instead of saying yes, but, we call it yes and. And yes and is one of the philosophy in improv. So using this yes and, I bring back to the same team. I told them, hey, have a conversation again, but this time around, instead of yes, but, say yes and. And the conversation went differently this time around. When somebody says, how about we put sugar in the straw? And the response we get, yes, that's a good idea. And how about then we tie it in as a shoelace? And someone else will say, yes, that's a good idea. And how about it? And so on and so forth. And when you start using yes and, the energy changes. It becomes so positive, and ideas become so much. And in fact, if I'm not wrong, they got the highest list of ideas by the end of the session because of using yes and. So that's the difference. If you use yes, but, it actually kills idea, and that keeps us getting stuck. And yes, but also bring us to have this fear of failure. We do not want to try something new. We want to keep on status quo, fear of failure, and promotes negativity. Imagine if people give an idea and you shut the idea down, maybe once or twice is okay, but after that, the person don't want to give any more ideas. Even the idea is good, but because you have shut the idea down, that promotes negativity is not good. Yeah. So yes and instead, they use yes and. These three things happens. I call it the ABC. A is acknowledge others. So when you say yes and, you are acknowledging your friend's idea. Even if the idea is no good, at least to acknowledge, and that's empathy. Because creativity is all about empathy. That's very important. And when you acknowledge your idea, you then build the idea and build upon the idea to make the idea better. And as you do that, you are actually connecting with one another and you are collaborating with one another. And that's where creativity comes in. When you collaborate, you're either getting better and better and better. And that's where I get the idea of the formula, creativity equals to P and P plus I plus E. Because creativity, like what Steve Jobs said, is all about connecting. And if we were to look in the industry, all those big brands, even not big brands, any brands you will look at that, you will notice this. For instance, DHL, yeah, a logistic company. DHL, they actually connect D, H, and L. And these are the synonyms of the founders. So they come together, they come up with this company, they become a company name. And I believe you have been to Bread Talk. Bread Talk is the connection between the word bread and talk. Put together, become a new brand. Soul Garden, yeah, soul and garden is all coming together, create something new. So connecting is one of the basic things about creativity. And this is just one aspect of it. I remember going to Jakarta back in 2018. I was speaking at a conference there, and we landed at, if I'm not wrong, Terminal 2. So from Terminal 2 where I alighted to walk to the immigration, it was a long walk. I'm not sure how long was it. Probably about 15, 20 minutes. I don't know. It was very long. I was like, it's like endless. But the good thing is, as I walk, I noticed this. On the walls, instead of the white walls, you can see pictures, cartoons like this. And if you notice, they actually have cartoons with the fire extinguisher. Yeah, so it's very creative of them. But if you notice it, they're actually using the power of yes and. Yes, they take the cartoon and combine it with fire extinguisher and come up with this, which means as the consumer walking down the aisle, when walking towards the immigration, instead of seeing all these white walls, we can see all these cartoons, and you feel nice. Yeah, it's a good experience. Especially we run companies, right? We run companies for customers. We need to give positive experience to the customers that they can come back. So this is what they did. Wonderful, yeah. So this is what I mean. Yes and is, to me, the language of creativity. So in order to be creative, in order to unlock our creative potential, is to embrace the language of creativity, which is yes and. And that is the first pillar, creativity language. Yeah. All right. So let's take about 20 seconds, digest, and write somewhere what is your one takeaway from the first C. Just 20 seconds for you to write down. And in the meantime, I'll have a quick drink.
Okay, thank you, Sir Hazriq Idrus. You know what? I really loved
how
your
about you?
illustration. I loved it.
Thank you. What's your one takeaway? I have 4 more takeaways to give you.
My takeaway, you can build the world with a straw.
Wow, nice. I like that.
Instead of with the yes and.
Yes.
But you can destroy the world with yes but.
Exactly.
Like
if you want
so
to.
much, Sir Hazriq, if you want to. And I love it so much.
Thank you very much. All right, so
that's as far as the first 30 minutes is concerned. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So creativity language, yes and. Let's move on to the second pillar, curiosity. In order to unlock our creative potential, you need to be curious. And what I mean by that, I would like to bring you back in history, because history taught us a lot, and I thank this to my history teacher who told me always learn from history. All right. So I would like to bring you back in the year 1968 and the year before that. So I'm talking about this guy called Dick Fosbury. He was a high school student and he enjoyed high jump. And that year, when people do high jump, it's not like what you see in the picture here. People don't do high jump this way. Those days when they did high jump, they were running and jump forward. So that's one of those things they do. So Dick Forsby tried, but he always got stuck. He cannot jump over the bar. So he wondered why. So he was thinking, what can he do to help that? And after trying many ways, he thought this one question: what if I jump backwards? So he tried, and somehow he could do it. And he tried again, and he kept practicing, and he do it. And in 1968, he not only be able to jump higher, he represented US in the high jump. He beat his own record, number one. Number two, he actually won the gold medal in the Olympics. And number three, the most interesting thing, he came up with this technique called the Forsby flop. So this technique started in 1968 by this guy called Dick Forsby, because initially it was a flop, but now he managed to flop over. So he called it the Forsby flop. So let's deconstruct his thinking, his creative thinking process. What do you do? I call it the 3 ways of creativity. And the first one is what I call the analysis question. So when he couldn't jump forward, he actually asked this question: why were the current techniques not effective for him? This is what I call the root cause question. So if you get stuck, what you need to do is analyze the situation, find out why. Use the why question to find out what caused it, why this thing happened. That's the first why, the analysis question. Second is reframe the question. Some people call it the solution focus question. So instead of I give up, but change it to how can I jump higher, or what can I do to jump higher. So this is what I call the reframing question. And then the third question, ask the what if question. This is what I call the trigger question, the trigger to generate a lot of ideas. So he asked himself, what if I jump backwards? And true enough, that solved his problem and become the world champion. And if you put it together, become this, I call it the art of curiosity. Analysis question, ask the why question. R, reframing question, ask the how can question. And T, trigger question, ask the what if question. Easy to remember, ART. If you realize, I'm actually doing connecting ARNT, because that's what creativity is all about. Yeah. All right. So that's number 2, pillar number 2, curiosity. Okay. So let's take. Okay, I just move on. So just, along the way, just reflect about part 2 or pillar number 2, curiosity. Let's move on to the third one. Third pillar, I call challenge the status quo. Okay, for this, I would need you to do a little bit of activity. I need yourself to get rid of a pen, a paper, or a smartphone. Okay, what I need you to do is to draw on your phone or on your paper 9 dots like this. Once you draw these 9 dots, for the next 30 seconds, I need you to join these 9 dots using 4 continuous straight lines. No lifting out of pen is allowed. Yeah, right? Because somebody might have done it before. If you have done it before, take this as a refresher. If you have not done this before, this is an opportunity to try. Let's give it a go. Let's start about 30 seconds. All right. On your time, where you are, join these 9 dots using 4 continuous straight lines. No lifting out of pen allowed. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I've done it with my mind. Yeah.
Can you do it? Can you see it?
I have, and I would let show it to them. Or I can get the paper and I'll
yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Along the way, you can do it. And let's can show you ideas. All right. Okay, another about 15 seconds.
I like it. I like this exercise. It awakens our senses at 3:30 p.m.
Exactly. And this is actually level 1. There are 3 levels today, but today I just cover level 1 due to the interest of time. Yeah. But okay, let's see. Okay, so thumbs up. Okay, so whatever your result is. Okay, so let's give it a go. I'll share with you the answers. So if you get your first line, let's go by line. Let's go to first line.
So Anna Marie said she was able to do it.
Well done, congratulations. All right. Okay, so for those who are able to do it, congrats, give yourself a pat on the back. And for those who have not, don't worry, I'll share the answers. Don't tell people. All right. I mean, you can do this with your other friends or your kids to play. Just have fun with them. Yeah. All right. Let's go. First line. What can you see? Other than across? If you notice, I draw the line across the last point, and the second line, I do it diagonally down, and you see again, I go beyond the last point, and then I bring it up. I bring it up to the original point. That's line number 3, and then I proceed to do line number 4. So this is the solution. They probably have any other solution, but this is the most common solution, and this is level number 1. But we won't be doing other levels. All right. So the question is this: why most people got stuck when we are doing this activity? Why? There's only one main reasons, but one common reason is because when we are presented with these 9 dots, our mind automatically will have this imaginary box. We are boxed ourselves there. Yeah, this is the same similar situation where you're outside there. When we are faced with stuckness, we are stuck. We tend to look what's within us, what we can see, but the solution could be out there. We need to explore. That's why people talk about go outside of the box. Yeah. So this is one of the things you need to go outside the box. And what Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve problems with the same thinking we use. We need to change the way of thinking. So how do we then go out of the box? One of the method, a very simple method, what I call the reversal thinking. Right? Zoo. Let's talk about zoo. In many countries have zoo, and most of the zoo are in the day. So in Singapore, what we have zoo. At the same time, they do a reverse thinking. We have a night zoo, what we call the night safari. So we go to I've been there. It's very interesting. So the animals are not the animals which in the day. So those at night, like bats whatsoever, right? These people, not people, the animals live at night. So they enjoy, and that's where we enjoy. We could have a night safari. So one example of application of reversal thinking. And let's talk about F1. Some countries have F1. Singapore has F1. Monaco has F1. And most of the F1 are in the day. But Singapore have a reverse thinking. Instead of having it in the day, they have it at night. But somehow the upcoming F1 has been cancelled due to this. But it's okay. Yeah. But the thing is, they did a night F1. It turned out very, very successful. Another way of reverse thinking. So this is one of the methods you can do. So if you feel yourself being stuck, you need to get yourself out of the box. Do reverse thinking. See what way that you have not thought before, and see if you can think solution along that way. So that's another pillar. Challenge the status quo. That's pillar number 3. Yeah. All right. Let's go to pillar number 4. Celebrate failure. All right. When people talk about failure, people don't like to talk about failure because people don't like to fail. Yeah, but in this case, I mentioned let's celebrate failure. All right. So how do we celebrate failure? I want to bring you back this time earlier, not 1968, not 1994. I bring back to 1930. A story about Alfred Butts. Alfred was an architect, but he became unemployed due to the 1930 Great Depression. But because he's that architect guy, he's very creative. He want to do something. He want to maximize his situation. So he was looking around and realized that he got interested in games people play. And he did a bit of research. And games, he realized that 3 things people like to play at that point of time. Number 1, people like to play word games. That's number 1. Number 2, he realized that people like to play games that have chances, like a die, string of dice, or put your hand in the empty stuff and get something out of it. And then thirdly, people like to play games that can pit their skills. So he's thinking of what can he do by putting all these things together. So because he has a skill as an architect, he got skills in woodwork. So he got into work. He created tiles. Yep. Oh yeah, before that, just one step before that, he did a second research. He was reading the newspaper, I think it's New York Times at that point of time, and he was doing some analysis. And he noted down those common letters and not common letters. So those common letters, he will put down some lower score, like 1 or 2 score to that letters. Then uncommon letters, like probably about Q or Z, right? They will put higher score. So with this in mind, he get onto work. He created tiles, square tiles, and he put letters on it, and he put scores beside it. And probably you might know what the work is. Yep. If you mention Scrabble, the answer is not Scrabble. yet. It was Lexico. So Alfred Bart started this game called Lexico. Really like Scrabble, but this is actually the first part before it became Scrabble later on. So he created this Lexico game, and he went down to major games manufacturers, but somehow he was turned down. And in 1934, after 4 years from the Great Depression, he sold only 84. He only 84 items he got sold. So it was not a good thing to do. So he back to the drawing board. He tried to fine tune it, and this time around he created a board, and so that they can place the words on the boards, and then he renamed it into crisscross words. So this is his second generation of Lexico, become crisscross words. But the problem is this: because there wasn't much marketing, there wasn't much distribution, the game was not popular, so didn't sold much. So again, he had to go back to his drawing board and to fine tune all his works, and then he came up with Scrabble. And it was only in the year 1952, which was about 18 years later, that Jack Straus, that time was the president of the Macy's department store, a huge store back in the US that time. He was on a holiday and he saw Scrabble in the hotel lounge. He played it, he got interested in it, and because he had this marketing channel in Macy, when he got back home, he ordered Scrabble. He ordered in a huge amount, and that year started where Scrabble sales skyrocketed to like 6,000 units weekly at the point of time, and that's how started Scrabble until what we know today. So, and you can see, Alfred Butts is not this whole success is not overnight. It's over 18 years, and this is what I call resilience. And what can we learn from them? From this story of Alex Butt, I must say that it's not about how many times you have fallen, but how many times you are willing to get up from the fall. And if we were to actually look into his mind, were to deconstruct his mind, what did he do? I come up with these 3 simple steps on how we get to celebrate failure and develop resilience, because I believe that every failure, there's always something goodness in this, and it's how you want to look at it. All right. So the first one is what I call acknowledge the failure. Acknowledge the failure. And you face with adversity, if you face with stuckness, with problems. Number one, always acknowledge the situation, embrace it, understand it, that this is part of the process. We are humans. We can never be out of it. Embrace it. That's number one. Acknowledge. And then R, reflect and review. Identify what went wrong. Identify what can you do, what happened during that point of time, and always identify the positives. Like I mentioned earlier on, there are always positives at anything we do. It's just whether you want to look at it or not. Because if you can learn from this adversity, because learning increases our knowledge, and this experience we went through increases our wisdom. If we are able to reflect, we can help us with this. That's step number 2, reflect. And step number 3, just like what Alfred Butts did, he maximized the situation. Look on your strength. What are you good at? What are the areas that you want to beef up on? Maximize the situation, and then you can then develop that resilience. So these are the 3 steps. I call it the ARM method. Acknowledge the situation and failure, reflect and review, and maximize the situation. 3 steps, easy to do. Yeah. All right.
Wonderful.
So thank you very much. So we have 4 pillars. All right, we're going to the last pillar. Yeah, we almost come to the end of the presentation anyway. So let's go to the last pillar. All right. Called combat negativity. Okay, why I put combat negativity as one of the important pillars in personal creativity? Positivity, because when we talk about creativity, it always goes together with positivity, because you can only be creative when you are positive. It's very difficult, be a challenge to be creative when you are negative. Therefore, we need to shift from negative to positive. And there's Dr. Paul White, the author of The Vibrant Workplace. He said that these 3 common negativity that we can manifest at the workplace. And he mentioned number 1, if you're at work and you can see people start complaining or start grumbling about their work, definitely this is a hint, a red flag that negativity is going on. Yeah. And number two, if you start seeing people very sarcastic, a lot of sarcasm at work, definitely you get stuck. You can't, and when you get stuck, you start to make sarcastic remarks. That's another red flag that negativity is taking place. And the last one, the most common ones, blame and making excuses. Anything goes wrong, you always blame somebody else instead of yourself. Yeah. And this is one of the common people like to blame other people. So if you can see this, and I hope you're not one of them, yeah. I hope we don't be in that situation. We don't blame people, yeah, because this is a negativity, not good to do. Dr. Paul White recommended not to do all. If you happen to see this feeling, know that you are having a negative vibes. So what you need to do? We need to fight this negativity, and there are two simple ways, very simple ways. Number one, just stay away. If you feel there's a negativity, just stay away, because negativity can't help you move. You get stuck. You'll be very sarcastic all the way. You get depressed. You get helpless. You'll get stuck. All right. So you need to move away. And we know that environment shapes us. Environment shapes our behavior. You can be very good, but if you put yourself in the space of negative people, you will be negative in the long run. So we want to stay away from that. Yeah. So stay away. And number two, always cultivate gratitude and offer genuine compliment. And this is very interesting because when we are happy, our body will come out a lot of chemicals, right? And I like to highlight this chemical, the serotonin chemical, the feelings of pride and recognition. For example, let's say we to graduate from university, what do we need to do? We need to study, right? And we need to take assessment, and we need to meet the minimum required standards, and then you pass. And when you pass, are you considered graduate? Yeah, you graduate. But why do we then need to have the convocation? Or why do we need to have the commencement event? Why we need that? It's because of this reason. Because of the serotonin chemical that we want to encourage to the people. Imagine this. You have completed your university. You are now at the convocation, lining up, waiting for your name to be called. Your name, how old, you've been called up, and you walk on the stage, shook hands, you take your diploma or your degree, and you look at the audience and you bow. What do you feel? You feel nice, you feel pride, you feel proud, and you feel all those sacrifices I've made is worthy, right? You feel it's just so wonderful. And the beauty is this: when you have that feeling, there are people watching you, your families, your friends, your loved ones have that same feeling. And that's the beauty of this serotonin chemical. When you have that feeling, this feeling, the same thing. And when this happiness feeling, this is what we call, so this feeling will then generate the positivity in us, the positive vibes.
So Sir Hazriq, we have a question. What's number one? Yes.
Yep. Oh, we have a question? Okay.
What's number one for the two ways to fight negativity?
Okay. Number one. All right. The first way to fight negativity is just to stay away. Yeah, stay away from negativity. Very simple. Yeah. All right. And number two, cultivate gratitude and offer genuine compliment. Okay. Okay. How do we actually offer genuine compliment? Sometimes when we compliment, how do you know it's genuine? And how do you know that the person who gives us is a genuine compliment? Simple 3 steps. Again, easy 3 steps. All right. So when we want to offer compliment, always give it freely and willingly. Not because you have to, but because you want to. And when you give compliment, do not expect anything in return. Because you just want to give, because you find that the person deserves the compliment, just give it to him or her. And number two, do not expect the receiver to respond immediately, because humans, sometimes we got shocked, we get a compliment, and sometimes we just don't know what to do, and the person gets stuck at that point of time, they don't know what to do. All right. So when we offer our compliment, don't expect a response immediately. All right. So it's okay, just give freely. And number three, focus on the non-obvious details of their lives. All right. So if you mention that, hey, you have a nice big eyes, that's very obvious. All right. Don't do that. But you can say that, like, hey, how old? It's a nice matching. You have a shirt, the dark blue coat and your blue inner, right? It's a nice match. And he's smiling, and you see, and what do you feel? You feel nice?
I feel great.
You feel
And I can
great,
tell
yeah?
you look good in orange.
Thank you very much. He's reciprocating. Yeah, and that's genuine, right? Because you actually all these little things matter. So when you give compliments, do something like that. Those little non-obvious details, you can do that. Yeah. So again, three steps to offer genuine compliments. Number one, to give it freely and willingly. Don't expect anything in return. Number two, don't expect them to respond immediately. And number three, focus on these little details. All right. So that's the what we call the fifth pillar, the final pillar, to unlock our creative potentials. So in all, let's do a quick roundabout. The first one, in order to unlock our creative potentials, embrace creativity language, which was the yes and. Curiosity as the art of curiosity, and then challenge the status quo, reverse thinking, celebrate failure, use the method, and then combat negativity, give a genuine compliments. All right. So we hope that these 5 pillars will help you to unlock your creative potential so that you can get unstuck and stay productive, and so that you can move forward. So before I hand over back to Howell, just simple 3 actionable items which I hope to do. So if you find yourself getting stuck and you're unable to move forward, this is what I would recommend you to do after this presentation. Step number 1, identify which of these 5 pillars of personal creativity that you would like to work on. Whether you want to work on the creativity language, or curiosity, or do you want to work on combat negativity, or do you want to on celebrating failure, or challenge the status quo. Identify that. And then at step 2, declare and commit and plan that you want to work on it. When I say declare, means you don't have to tell the whole world. You have to tell, hey, I'm going to do this. You just need to tell yourself, right, in your own diary, or you can share with your loved ones, or somebody can become your accountability partner. Share the person and commit and do it. Yeah, really do it, because it's all about taking action. If you learn, the thing about learning, right, if you just keep on inputs, you just keep on learning. If you don't take action, nothing will happen. So you need to commit. And lastly, rinse and repeat. If you have done the first pillar, move on to the second pillar, and so on and so forth. So I repeat a quick one, the 3 actionable steps that you can do after this session. Number 1, identify which are the 5 pillars that you would like to work on. Number 2, declare and commit. And number 3, rinse and repeat. So before I end to share this one of my favorite quotes that say by Uncle Ben Parker from Spider-Man movies. He said, with great powers comes great responsibility. But I like to do a little more tweaking, and I like to share this quote. It says, with creative powers comes creative responsibility, so that you can get unstuck and move forward and be productive. With that, Hazriq Idrus signing off. I hand over back to Howell.
Thank you so much, Sir Hazriq. Idrus, don't sign off yet. Don't sign off yet.
Yes, I don't sign off yet. Thank you.
What a beautiful presentation, practical, doable, entertaining, and
thank you.
Sparks hope within every person who believed that they were born to be just logical. You gave us this hope that we, all of us, human beings, regardless if you are right brain dominant or left brain dominant, we have actionable steps to explore our creative side. With that, thank you so much, Sir Hazriq Idrus.
You're welcome.
I'm not an easy to please person, but I am very pleased with your presentation. Let me say that.
Thank you.
And we'll be pausing for a 2-minute break, Sir Hazriq.
Yep.
And for our participants, you may want to start typing in your question at the Q&A box, and when we return after 2 minutes, we'll proceed to the second part, which usually is the more exciting part. Because the first part has been very exciting, but the second part will try to tweak your brain and ask you some more and dig deeper into this topic. Thank you so much, everybody. Don't you go away. We'll be right back. We promise.
Every coffee needs a lotus.
And welcome back to our webinar with none other than Sir Hazriq Idrus of Singapore, powered by Ariva Academy. We'll be venturing into the second part, the more exciting part. First part has been really exciting, informative, and hopeful, and at the same time practical. Now, before we proceed to the second part, like what I mentioned, we are going to appeal again to you to support our frontliners. This is our way of helping during COVID-19. This is in partnership with the Ariva Achievers Foundation, Bayanihan Act 2020, and Bayan ng Mahaybay. It is the brainchild of Sir J.M. Matienzo, our chairman. At the same time, backed up by our president, Ms. Irish Malando Samson, and the vice presidents and all the people within Ariva Academy. This is the Learn and Share project, and this is the call of the moment. We have given back to our clients. We have also given something to people who weren't yet our clients in the past many years. And yet, since April, our participants in LinkedIn, YouTube, and Zoom, and way back in Facebook Live, all had free gain access and had gained free access to our live webinars. And our only request is for you to help donate and help our families in distress. Together, let's show our support to our fellow Filipinos who are in survival mode still, especially now. Sir Hazriq, this is the 100th day of lockdown here in the Philippines, or we call it quarantine. So together, let's show our support to our fellow Filipinos who are in survival mode during this difficult time of the global health crisis. Act now. Let's click and donate. Ariva.com.ph/donation. Thank you to all to our dear participants. Sir Hazriq, we are broadcasting from the National Capital Region, but we also have provincial participants. If it's okay with you, I'll just read them one by one.
Sure.
And alphabetically, Baguio, Batanes, Batangas, Cabanatuan, Cagayan de Oro, Catanduanes, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, Laguna, Pampanga, Quezon Province, Rizal Province, South Cotabato, Tacloban, Tarlac, and Tuguegarao. Have you been to any of these places, Sir Hazriq?
I would love to, actually. Yeah, I haven't been to the Philippines. I had a colleague who was from Philippines, so I hope to get in touch with them again soon because we lost touch with them. Yeah, after we left our old companies, we just lost touch. Hopefully, we get to touch base again. I'm supposed to go there.
When we have our vaccines available, we'll have you here in the Philippines, and we'll share the stage
Thank you.
together with all the other global speakers. And we thank you for that. For our participants, type in your question now at the Q&A box.
Mm-hmm.
For our YouTube participants or audience, you can comment on you can write your comment at the comment box. And if you would like to raise your hand so that we can see you and hear you, click the raise hand button so that Sir Hazriq can see your face to ask the question as well. So ready na tayo? Are you ready now, Sir Hazriq?
Yes, ready. Let's go.
Oh, let's start off with Nathan Lu, Austria, from the Q&A box. Can you see it from your end, sir?
Yep. I could read it here.
Hi, sir. About failure, when can you say that enough is enough?
About failure, what can we say that enough is enough? I believe that we have done all the necessary. I mean, I take it that from the angle they have done all the necessary, and that's it. It's not about it. Yep. I think it comes back to your own gut feel. I mean, that's my take. Yeah. I mean, this may not be the best answer, but my take is that it comes back to your gut feel. If you feel that this is something that you can move forward, then work on it. Find ways, find help. Remember to seek help, because sometimes when we got stuck because we fail to ask help from people, so don't see help as a form of as a form of weak. Yeah, if you think that this idea you feel that this item you want to really do it, go and seek help. And if really this is something, because sometimes as humans we can only plan, and our big master up there is the one who will decide, right? So if you feel that this is it, you can just thank you, I've tried my best. At least you know that you have done your due diligence, and then just move on and look into your skills. What else can you contribute to the other people? That's my take. Yeah.
That's a good advisor, Hazriq, Idrus. And
Thank you.
It will take a certain level of self-awareness to fully understand the gut feel, whether you have already done enough or there's still something more you can do and some more chance you can give the person. Thank you, Sir Hazriq.
Thank you.
So, Shell Gary. How do I deal with coworkers who constantly complain about our company policies and basically about any change being implemented in the company? I can't stay away from them because we're on the same team.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Shell. Right. Okay. Interesting question. Yeah. We have seen this a lot. Definitely. We need to work on the same team. But yet these people around us cause all these negativity vibes. All right. My take is this: when you're at work, sometimes we have to work with them as a friend, but sometimes we have to work with them as colleagues, and we know that we have an objective to meet. So this is the thing about working together as a team. When we're in the team, usually we will have an environment. If you're working at an organization, they have an organizational culture. The team, you have a team culture. Yeah. So same thing. So what we can do, what I would recommend is create a culture within the teams. Okay, this is if you notice this, right? When you are faced with somebody angry, if people angry with you, when people start to start using angry words with you, and when you use angry words with them, right, definitely it will clash, for sure, right? Have you experienced when somebody started saying some angry words with you, but you talk soft, you soften it, you talk relaxed? What will happen to the other person? Very high likely the person will tone down, which means you are now taking control. If you are fight back, it will never end. So you need to take control with calmness, with love. That's what I always believe. So same thing in the team. People who always complain, they have their own issue, right? But importantly, you don't have the issue with the other person. Be yourself, keep calm, create an environment. Use the last step on combat negativity. Give the compliments. Treat them for a drink. Create the environment of happiness. So this in the long, it's not overnight, of course, but it will take some time. But this environment will be created. The person will mellow down and slowly lead them, influence them. Because as for us working in the team, there is such a thing called the official leader and also the unofficial leader, right? Yes. So we can be the unofficial leader if you are not the leader. We can be that unofficial leader who create the environment. There are leaders where people want to work for you. Be that one. Right? Because in my previous organization, I was working one department. We like to work for the boss because he created the environment. It's so, when currently we started to do in Singapore, we call it work from home or telecommuting, right? Because of the COVID, we started it when in my previous organization, we started it in 2007 back then, already more than 10 years. So I have been doing telecommuting because the boss believed that, and we have been doing that, and he trusts us because he created the environment. So again, we can bring that and bring the environment with your coworkers, be likable, and they will like you. And from there, you can slowly work together. So focus on the task at hand. I hope that.
Thank you, Sir Hazriq. That's a wise advice, and I think Shell Gary will benefit from that.
Thank you.
She can start changing or creating the team culture by being calm, by communicating calmly, trying to understand the other person. But I like it when you mentioned that you have to give them compliments first.
Yes.
That's a good thing. That's a good starting point.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Now, Joanna Marie Libunao is asking you, sir, what will you do if you are in a situation wherein you cannot stay away from negativity? How can you influence others to be creative?
Interesting. If you can stay away, can you influence? I think this question has very similar to Shell Gary above. Just create. You can use the same technique, same approach. Be that change. Be the agent of change for the team, so that people can then follow you. Be likable. Make you so that they like you. And then once you are likable, you can slowly influence them. And when you influence things, this is come back to communication. I have these three simple method when you want to influence. When you make a presentation or you want to influence people in your speaking, three components you must exist. EPL. Is the ethos. That's your credibility, right? P is pathos. That's why your empathy. That's where empathy need to show that you empathize with them. And then L, logic. It's not English Premier League, it's EPL. Ethos, pathos, logos. So use this in a conversation. How you can mix and match this in your conversation, in your team. Then this is how you're going to influence people. But before that, do the first part. Create the environment first. Hope that works.
Thank you, Sir Hazriq. I believe that our participants will learn from that a lot, and their lives will change dramatically. They will implement this immediately.
Yes.
Thank you. Joyce Fajardo, kindly recap the 5 pillars because our computer hang up in the middle of the session. Thank you. Okay, I think she's speaking in behalf of the other participants whose computers have also hung up.
I see. All right. Okay. So if you need to recap the 5 pillars, okay. Number 1, I think Ariva will show the video again, right, on YouTube very soon. Yeah, you can recap
They can watch this via YouTube perpetually, by the way.
All right. Let's do a quick recap. Number 5. Number 1 is all the 5 C's. Number 1 is have your creative language. Number 2, curiosity. Number 3, challenge your status quo. Number 4. Combat negativity. And number 5, what's number 5? Let me check.
Okay, anybody? Okay, let me just check my.
Celebrate failure.
Celebrate failure.
Yes.
Speaking of celebrate failure, I think it's really hard it's not our auto response when we fail. Usually, when we fail, we dwell in failure. That's the auto response. And to celebrate failure, let me ask you this, Sir Hazriq. This for me. So how do we do it when we're weeping and crying and hurt? How can we celebrate failure when we're embarrassed and we felt neglected and we felt, isolated from the success of the team? So personally, and speaking in behalf of the people here, how can we celebrate while we're hurting and crying?
Okay, all right. So when things happen, always believe that things happen for a reason. We might not know the reason. We don't know the reason. We don't know the reason at that point of time, but you will see the reason down the road. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years down the road. And when you reflect back, you realize, hey, I was in that position. Hey, I'm okay now. You can see? And that's how you celebrate. You can, at that point of time, embrace it. When you need to cry, just cry. Because we are human after all.
Yes.
Just cry. If you need to feel down, just feel down. Just live that moment. Live that moment. But don't forget that you can move on. Whether you want to move on, it's a choice. It's a choice to move on. You can choose to move on or choose to stay. If you choose to stay, then you are be in that rut, in that stuck. But choose to move on. Then you move on, you can then be more wiser. You can then advise other people because we have been through that. And that's where empathy comes in. I've been through that. I can help you. Listen to me. They will listen to you. And that a form of giving.
That's
right. You give, people will help. Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Hazriq.
Thank you.
One anonymous attendee is asking you, how can you convert employees from being ungrateful to grateful?
Okay. I think it's all about leading by example. So if we keep ourselves being grateful, ourselves, we always grateful about life, about things. People will see our action, and people like to follow people. Yeah, people like to follow behaviors. So if people, and usually things about gratefulness, about positivity, these are natural. These are natural things we do. People will tend to follow that way. So when we see people, we are in the positive state of mind, we are very grateful, they will naturally follow us. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, just keep being grateful, keep complimenting them genuinely. Yeah, keep complimenting other people, help other people, let people, see that.
And I think what will also help is your advice to not expect anything in return. Because it could be exhausting to just keep on praising your people, appreciating your people without getting anything in return.
Yeah.
So that's part of managing their expectation. Expect nothing in return. It will help them go a long way. Thank you, Sir Hazriq.
Thank you.
Annabelle Bella is asking you, in your experience, sir, what is the most common barrier?
Wow. What's the most common barrier to creativity? I must say the yes but thinking. Because I think yes but thinking, if you notice to the first language, not the first language, the language of creativity earlier on, yes but is almost encompasses everything about creativity. Because yes but is talk about fear of failure, because you are not willing to try something new. Yes but talk about negativity. All right. When I say yes, but it's not literally saying yes, but it's also about the action you do. It's about the thinking you do, thinking you have. So yes, but is that common barrier. In fact, there's a book called Yes Buts Workplace Creativity by I forgot the author, but it's one of the book I read before. So he lined up several factors all related to creativity, the barriers of creativity. But I want to check it out as well. It could be useful for you.
Thank you, Sir Hazriq. I believe so too, that the yes but is the major killer of creativity, even as kids.
Yep.
It can kill creativity in our kids when we say yes, but you cannot do that. Yes. Thank you, Sir Hazriq.
Yep.
Alan Domingo is asking you, sir.
All right.
My mantra at work in daily life is choose your battles wisely. Do you think this will consider as being creative? Thank you.
All right. Right. If I can give you a high five, I would like to give you a high five. I believe this as well. Choose your battles wisely, because it comes back to like what Howard said earlier on about self-awareness. Because we, in order to face the battles, we need to know what we are good at. Yeah. So always approach something that we are good at, so that we can offer to other people, offer the solution. When you go for battles, I'm not looking at fighting. I'm looking at solving things. So look at what we are good at and use that to our advantage and help other people. And if you can't, work with other people to solve the problem. And that's what that's what I mean by choose your battles. Choose your partners. Choose the people you want to work with. Choose your battles. That will help. Yeah, Alan, I agree with you as well. Thank you. Yes,
thank you, Alan, and thank you, Sir Hazriq. We have one more question from this is from the chat box. Florence Feliciano, how can a top manager convince a middle manager insisting for additional staff under a short budget?
How can a top manager convince a middle manager insisting for additional staff? Okay, all right. This is the thing about creativity, because when people say about creativity, people always think about, everything goes loose, everything under the sun. Okay, this is the thing earlier we mentioned about the divergent and convergent, right? So creativity, sometimes we need to understand the situation. We need to understand the surrounding. So, because of the environment, for example, short budget, that is the environment. The environment, we can't change that. Yeah, but what we can do within that environment. So this is where you need to be creative. This is where you can use your divergent thinking. List down all the possible ways. So before you found what solution, like you mentioned about the how you come up with the solution within that budget. List down possibilities first. List down 10, 20, 30 possibilities. From there, choose, back to Alice, right? Choose the suitable ones. I think I touched this also earlier on in my session. Choose the most appropriate solution to that. And then match it with the environment, the short budget. You can do that. Yes. You might even partner with people outside the department. If you have to do it, you have to do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Hazriq. One anonymous attendee is asking you, is negativity always in our daily lives? How can we avoid them to become creative as an employee and as a person?
Okay. Thank you for the question. All right. I'm not sure whether negativity is always in our daily lives always, because like I mentioned, negativity is at the environment beyond us. But yes, dangers is around us. If you look back in those olden days, more than millions of years ago, people live in tribes. People living in small tribes. There are dangers out there. And in order for them to survive, these people, they need to work together. And if they have negative vibes around within that tribe, they cannot work together, they cannot survive. So this is what I call by negativity. Negativity beyond us, we can't control. but we can control the negative within us. That's why I share with you the 5 pillars of creativity.
That's right.
So this 5 pillars of creativity help us to manage everything beyond us. Put it aside. You can't do it. No, don't worry about it. Manage what you can change, because this actually the next stage of personal creativity is about creative leadership. Once you manage yourself, and then how you can manage your team, that's another aspect altogether. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sir Hazriq.
Thank you.
From a beautiful feedback from our chat box, Annabelle Bella is saying to you, excellent session. Thank you so much, Speaker Hazriq, for being generous in sharing your wisdom and knowledge. More creative power to you.
Yes.
No to yes. No to yes, but.
Yeah, yes, and all the way. Thank you, Annabelle. High five.
And I couldn't agree more. You really have been one of the most generous speakers we've ever had.
Thank
and not
you,
only that,
thank
you're
you.
not only generous, Sir Hazriq, you're also passionate about what you do. And I love your energy. It's so positive. You are a light-hearted person, and that's what I like about you.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, we have, can you accommodate one more question? This is from the recent question.
Okay.
This is from Mary Ann Lagpay or Lagpay. What's the best way to be innovative in this time of pandemic? This is the 100th day, Sir Hazriq. So they've been working from home for 100 days. So what's the best way to innovate?
All right.
Maybe they tried so much already. So what's the best way?
What's the best way? Okay, I must say that there is no best way or not best way, especially in this when we mention about in this area of pandemic, right? To me, creativity exists even beyond pandemic situation. Creativity exists even in any situation. So even in pandemic, even it's not, you still can practice creativity. So I share with you 5 simple pillars. So just embrace it, practice it, and really put it into action. You'll see a difference. And people say to change a habit, people change habit between 30 to 40 days. Yeah. So practice one pillar at a time. So you got 5 pillars once a week. You can do it 1 month plus. You can cover that. Yeah. I hope that helps. That helps you for the 5 pillars to change the habit of creativity.
Last question, Sir Hazriq. Will you be okay if our participants would be asking for a copy of the presentation?
Oh,
or is
okay.
this copyrighted?
Yes, it is copyrighted. That's why earlier on we want you to write down the notes, right? But however,
we have a book available online which they can purchase from the Philippines. Maybe it's being distributed from Singapore.
That's a good idea, because this book I'm working on right now, Powered by Creativity, is still in process, and it really covered, because actually those watching here, you are like getting first hand of the.
Good for us.
Because it's still in process. I think it's about 70% done. So all the things are there, just some fine tuning. I'm still getting some fine tuning things. So hopefully by middle, right? So by August or September, I hope, that's a plan. I hope to get it ready up. Once it's ready, I'll keep in touch with you, Howell, and see how we can help to distribute this book over to the audience over there.
We are rooting for you. We are hoping with you that it will be finished before September, October.
Thank you. Now I'm declaring. Yeah. Thank you.
Hazriq, I cannot wait to see you in person and talk to you and share the stage with you in one of the public learning sessions of Ariva Academy. Why? Because you're one person who deserves to be up there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
In fact, if you're going, I'm sure you're going to read the message from our chat box. They really loved you. They have appreciated your generosity, your spirit, your energy, and you're a genuine person. So for the last minute of our interview, Sir Hazriq, and our session, e-learning session, we call it the takeaway. So the 1 minute is the takeaway. So what do you want us to think about before we sleep tonight?
All right. So if you notice, the whole 5 pillars is all comes back to one major takeaway. And that major takeaway is only 2 words that says yes and. Always embrace yes and. It's all interlinked. If you look back into my presentation, it's all interlinked. It's all yes and everywhere. I break it down, I deconstruct that we have a better understanding of it. But if you get to put it in one sentence, embrace yes and. That would be yeah.
Emmavel Cadalina said, that was awesome and fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Hazriq. And I couldn't agree more. You really were awesome. It was fun listening to you and interviewing you, and looking forward to more sessions.
Yes, looking forward.
Soon
All right.
with the Ariva Academy.
All right.
Thank you, Sir
very
Hazriq.
much.
More power to your speaking career. And as Sir Hazriq Idrus.
Thank you very much. Same to you also. All right.
Thank
See ya.
you, sir. More power. Let's welcome back on screen is Irish Malonda Samson, the ever beautiful president of Ariva Academy. Miss Irish, what can you say?
Thank you, Sir Howell. That was indeed a wonderful presentation from Hazriq Idrus. Everyone, virtual clap
Yes,
for
virtual
Idrus.
clap, everyone.
Thank you for sharing with us the five pillars of personal creativity, how to unlock creativity, how to influence and draw creativity to your team and to others as well. Thank you so much. Sir Howell, let's ask our participants for their takeaways.
Sure, dear participants, if you have a takeaway, please type in your thoughts at the chat box. And my thoughts, Miss Irish, about your set and your hair and your makeup and your wardrobe, you're 100% perfect.
Thank you.
All I can say.
Sir, your takeaway.
Yes, my takeaway. My takeaway is how genuine Sir Hazriq Idrus is. You know me, Miss Irish. And there are people that I would love and there are people that I would repel. And Sir Hazriq, I love his energy. I love his positivity. I love his passion. I love that he is not only humble, but also he is wittingly.
Authenticity as well.
Yeah, authentic and wittingly entertaining. That's what I like about Hazriq Idrus. In fact, when we think of actors, we think of people pretending to be nice. Yes. But Sir Hazriq Idrus is genuinely nice, and that's what I can say. And that's my takeaway. Ms.
Okay,
Irish
for me,
Malonda.
aside from steps to get away with negativity, how to offer genuine compliment, and of course the 5 pillars of personal creativity. One struck me most is the quote that was shared by Hazriq. It was from Alfred Butts in the Scrabble.
Yeah.
It's not about how many times you have fallen. It's about how many times you are willing to get up from the fall. So it shows that it teaches us that there's still hope. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail, because failure teaches us how to build success.
Wow. Philippines! You did great. Thank you, Miss Irish. You know what? I also loved his play of the Uncle Ben's quote, with great power comes... I love his version of with creative power comes creative response.
Yes, I agree. And of course, Sir Howell, we would like to thank you as well for moderating our session this afternoon.
Always
super thank you. And we will see you on Friday for another session. Yes.
But before I leave, Miss Irish, somebody wrote something.
Okay,
that's for you to read.
Takeaway is from Alan Domingo. Okay, thank you for today's session, Ariva Academy. This is my first session. Wow, thank you. And definitely will participate again. The session of Sir Hazriq helped me to assess myself, not just in terms of being creative, but also being a better individual, fun, entertaining, and genuine speaker. Looking forward for his book to come out.
Yes, we're excited for the book. Thank you, Alan. And we also have Florence Feliciano saying, his talk is uplifting and sustaining.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sir Howell.
Thank you, Sir Hazriq.
Okay, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Irish.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
And I will see you on Friday.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Stay beautiful.
Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, everyone. This is not yet the end of our e-learning session. Please stay tuned for our upcoming announcements. We would like to thank our following win-win partners: our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine; digital media partners, Focus Media; Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcome, Elevate Media. For women partners, thank you to Brother, Faber-Castell, Glutacy, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Boss Job, Cert Technology Inc., Finma Properties, Salary Jet, Frontier Software, Ilawi Korea, Kitosan and Carpo Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmotech Philippines Inc., Mindchom's virtual preschool program. To register, please call them at 0906 4860710 and email them at disakanabe@mindchomps.org. And we would like to thank Essential Safety Products PH for your personal protective equipment. For health and safety compliance requirements, please email them at essentialsafetyph@gmail.com. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your services, and your logo, have a brand exposure to thousands of viewers through Zoom and YouTube, please do email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. Stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected on our social media sites. Please join the Ariva Academy Facebook group, like the Ariva Academy Facebook fan page, follow the Ariva Academy LinkedIn page, and visit us on our website. It's www.ariva.com.ph. And if you missed watching our live webinars, you would like to watch the replay as well of our e-learning session this afternoon and our previous e-learning sessions, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Again, it's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. And don't forget to click on the notification bell. For our upcoming online learning sessions, we would like to invite you our live webinar series for our cause. This is our HR Virtual Summit PH 2020. Please grab this opportunity, take advantage of our e-learning sessions, free e-learning sessions. So we have invited international and local subject matter experts to share with us their wisdom in the HR field. We would like to invite you. This will be tomorrow, 2 to 3 in the afternoon, and we have invited none other than Dr. Bob Nelson from the United States. He will be talking about managing virtual workers today. So please register. We will be having our second batch of online selling from home, how to use FB, IG, and LinkedIn for your business. This will be tomorrow as well, 4 to 6 in the afternoon, and we will be having Mr. Jonathan Yabut to discuss this session. This is only $799 per participant. Another e-learning masterclass, effective human resource planning techniques and strategies in response to COVID-19. Calling out all HR professionals out there. This will be on Friday and Saturday, June 26 to 27, 3 to 5:30 in the afternoon. Please do join us. This will be discussed by Mr. Ronaldo Turla. Another live webinar series for a cause, and this will be discussed by Professor John Raymond Almeida. He will be discussing pandemic and HR in 2020. How strategic should HR become during the COVID-19 crisis? Don't forget, Monday, June 29. And of course, we will be having Mr. Howell V. Mabalot to discuss the Masterclass Series 3.0, how to communicate with diplomacy, tact, and credibility in times of chaos. This will be on June 30, 3 to 5:30 in the afternoon. Leadership skills for supervisors in turbulent times, July 16, 3 to 5:30 in the afternoon as well. And how to take on greater responsibility, step-up skills for non-managers, July 29, 3 to 5:30. Please do register. And of course, we will be having Mr. Jonathan Yabut again on Wednesday, July 1. Don't forget, 4 to 5:30 in the afternoon. What to do if you're laid off during COVID-19. This is only $599 per participant rather. So please do join us. Another e-learning masterclass, effective collections of receivables in post-pandemic. This will be on Thursday, July 2. This has two-part series. So first part in the morning, 10 to 12:30, And part 2 will be in the afternoon, 3 to 5:30 p.m. And this will be discussed by none other than Professor Ricky De Vera. Another e-learning masterclass, Managing Tax Assessment, Friday, July 3 to 5:30 in the afternoon. And we will be having attorney Nelson Gargoles. And if you want to customize an e-learning session for your team, for your company, would like to invite our guest speakers, please do call me at 0916-695-4418 or email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Hope you learned a lot today. Please do join us tomorrow again, once again, Wednesday, June 24, Managing Virtual Workers today. Again, this is Irish Malonda Samson. In Ariva, it's all about being better. Stay safe and have a great day. Thank you so much.